One day I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. I don't let it get the most of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be everything I'm gonna be. My future right in front of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free. To let me be free.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges. A host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart steel and a spirit unbroken. He rides on two wheels ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar. Insane wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow. He takes his step, refusing to submit. Insane wheels hear his battle cry. Metal and mayhem will never die. Rituals report he paves his way. More legend in the making, day by day.
What a beautiful Friday morning, everybody. Shout out to everyone up in the building. Mega love and respect to all of you legends up in the building. I always, I can't thank you guys enough. I can't do this show without you guys, sincerely. And it's something that I think about like every single day. And especially when I'm like waking up in the morning, I'm all excited and shit because this is my favorite thing to do. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's totally my passion. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we have a big one this morning. We're going to be discussing Trump visiting North Carolina first, and then touring over to California, and then more regarding the ICE raids. So we're going to be discussing that, as well as, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but there's another set of fire that is happening in California, which is too fucking bad. I mean, it's like San Diego got it. LA County got it. And I'm trying to remember where the latest, I can't remember if it was San Diego again or where it happened next, but we're going to talk about that in the main, it'll show in the media. But before we get into it, man, make sure you guys hit that like button. Number one metric of all of YouTube, helps out the show immensely. And it's free to do so, by the way. And if you guys are brand new to the show, hitting that subscribe button is also free. Very much appreciate that. Please consider becoming a member, though, starting only at $2.99 a month. We made sure that it is cost effective for everybody. And it's not going to totally demolish your wallet. And listen, tomorrow morning, for an example, is the members only live stream every single Saturday morning, 10 a.m. CST, 11 a.m. Eastern. We go crazy over there. We get to have a little bit of fun in the sense of, well, we're not so censored over there. We get to say what we want over there, which is fantastic. Also, follow my Instagram if you guys have not followed it already. This is better than my phone number right here. Behind the scenes of myself, as well as my lifestyle, the show, and Millennial Food Time. We get crazy over there. So make sure you guys hit me up over there. As well, if you guys are interested in Discord at all, I have the Discord link in the description down below of this video and the rest of all the other videos as well. And also, last but not least, okay, for all the call to actions, of course, we're going to be shouting out every single super chat, super sticker, gifted membership sign up, stuff like that. But if you guys would like to help out the show monetarily and skip that brutal 30% YouTube cut, we have these scrolling, for the remainder of the show. So I'll shout out your Cash App or your Venmo or PayPal or whatever, and your message. Yes, we deeply appreciate that. We got Steve saying, morning, Mike and Mike Ball and Breakfast Club. Time for some coffee and hit that like button. Absolutely. While you guys are sitting there drinking coffee, I got me a Dello. You know what I mean? Got me a Dello ready for the show. Makes it interesting. What's up, Mount High? Good to see you this morning, kind sir. Well, of course, we have our, left-handed tobacco for everybody. We're able to hang out and have some left-handed tobacco. Exactly. See, like button and left-handed tobacco all around. That's right. Brother Gary, good to see you, my man. Hopefully you're doing well out there, as well as Tiffany, Evil Rick, Papa Penguin. Morning, y'all packing and have this playing in the background. Hey, man, I get that. Most of the time that I'm listening to live streams, I'm not like sitting there, watching. And sometimes I am. Majority of the time, I'm doing stuff like doing chores or even going out to eat or whatever, driving. And even while I fall asleep, believe it or not, while I fall asleep, I have some stream going. I fall asleep that way every day. Good morning. Can't wait to see what's going on now. Yeah, that's right, Lone Cowboy. You're in for a treat this morning. We got ButcherCon 13 out here saying good morning, breakfast crew. Hope the day goes well for you. I hope the day goes well for you as well, brother. Always appreciate it. Salty Badger saying good morning. Anyone else notice how Harley's model release videos are in Arabic subtitles? Oh my God, I didn't see that shit. I wonder what the motivation would be for that. You know what I mean? Like what? Because they're getting some of it built out there or something like that, or some of the parts. Brother Hardwire, good to see you, my man, as well as brother SNS. Hell yes, someone gifted me more membership. That's right. That's right. You got a membership, my man. I forget who got you yours. We got Hardbender. What's up, my man? Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, we're about to get into the nitty gritty of this shit. We got Panelverse up in here. Good to see you, man. All right, let's go ahead and dive into this and check out. First, we're going to be discussing North Carolina, and because he's visiting North Carolina first, and I think that's only right, and then going to California. You know, this is a huge thing for people in North Carolina. People in North Carolina need this. They need this. They need the attention. They needed Trump or somebody of some stature to bring this back up, because sadly, you guys very well see that shit is forgotten very quick. I mean, we're talking like a week, and like people are like, pray for North Carolina, pray for North Carolina, all this shit. And then all of a sudden, for instance, the California wildfires happen, and then everyone's focused on that. It's like, well, we have destruction here for months. Where are you homies at? You know what I mean? So I'm glad that Trump was able to give some hope over there to North Carolina.
Welcome back to Live Now from Fox. Take a look at your screen as we are looking ahead today here on Live Now from Fox. President Donald Trump scheduled to visit Western North Carolina this Friday. He's expected to visit locals impacted by Hurricane Helene back in late September. The president and others. See, and
right now, this is actively happening right this second, by the way. Let me go ahead and pop this up just so you guys can see this is actively happening. This is in North Carolina. I just wanted to show you guys that he is doing his due diligence when he says he's going to be somewhere. He's there Friday morning. Guess what? He's there in North Carolina. So just wanted to go ahead and show you guys that real quick, and we'll go ahead and move it back over because obviously there's not going to be too much commentary on that. So we'll go ahead and allow him to get settled in before we hear what he has to say over there in North Carolina, because that's what we're going to do. All right, back to this.
Officials as well as some local residents have scrutinized the federal government's response to the devastation in the months since September 27th, when Helene destroyed large swaths of the Appalachian region and killed more than 100 people in North Carolina alone. We know Republican North Carolina Senator Ted Budd similarly told Fox News that he spoke to the president and members of his team over the weekend and the people of Western North Carolina.
Absolutely. I have to agree with this, Lone Cowboy. He says possibly because it's not kept in the main news streams, they're always waiting for the next big story. You're right. You're right. Sadly, the mainstream media is not going to make a ton of money by continuing to speak on something that's already happened. It's kind of like when you pay for a lawyer to do something and they've already done the job or whatever. For them to go back and do something, they're like, I'm not getting paid for this kind of thing. And that's the way the mainstream media looks at it, like working for free, or like a contractor that gets paid in advance. Well, you got a 3-week project, well, you got paid on day one. Motherfucker, now it feels like you're working for free type thing, and that's exactly what the mainstream media is doing. they care more about the top headline, which is true. I mean, that is media for you. Just is what it is, right?
Or among his top priorities. That's a quote from Senator Ted Budd of North Carolina. We know some residents continue to sleep in tents.
My man, good to see you. Trump just landed in North Carolina, Western North Carolina. Right before you came in here, I showed a live feed of him just getting off the plane.
Campers, despite freezing temperatures. Thousands
yes, sir,
of
Carney.
Staying in hotels.
Hit that like button, everybody.
Groups funded by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, known as FEMA, through its Transitional Housing Authority Assistance Program. They have faced the possibility of being booted out of those rooms back in this January as the TSA deadline continues to loom. FEMA officials changing their tune this week, however, after receiving criticism and extending the deadline to now May 26th. More than 3,000 families are eligible for the program's extension, according to FEMA. More than 10,000
Damn, SNS, where's my invite?
Households accepting temporary shelter.
Yo, Crazy Mama up in the building. Shout out to my girl over there. Hopefully you're doing well. Shit. We're doing well over here, as well as, hey, listen, we got this going on in North Carolina, as you know. And Trump just got off the plane in Western North Carolina to pay a visit to give some hope over there to the people of North Carolina. They're not forgotten, right? And so that's fantastic. He's doing that and then going to visit California. I'm glad that he did it in that order.
In the TSA program in
Good morning, Crazy.
Of the hurricane, but most have since moved to longer-term housing. FEMA confirming this information. Again, as we look ahead here on Live Now from Fox, we know President Donald Trump is expected to visit battered North Carolina to tour this Helene aftermath and speak with residents. And this video on your screen just truly compelling, taking us back in time when we were in hurricane season and seeing the devastation in real time. Again, President Donald Trump not only visiting North Carolina on this Friday,
he's
expected to also visit California to tour areas
popping out the Dello,
wildfires, and he's also expected to visit Nevada. 5:32 here on the East Coast. Let's take our third 2-minute commercial break of the hour.
No.
We'll be right back.
No, we don't deal with no commercials around here. We get to skip that bit. You know what I mean? Okay, so now we're going to be discussing a little bit about ICE real quick. And I do want to hear this. I didn't see this story, but I do want to hear what they have to say regarding ICE. A lot going on in the first few days of presidency for Trump. All right.
5:34 here on the East Coast.
That's
Welcome
right,
back
Steve.
To Live Now from Fox. I'm Jeanne Francine. Right now, we want to transition to your top political headlines this Friday morning. Take a good look at your screen as we are following the very latest, learning that federal agents have begun enforcing President Donald Trump's new mass deportation policy. Fox News correspondent Bill Melugin got a firsthand look at the process when he received exclusive access to go on patrol with some of the officers in Boston.
Why are we not showing his fucking face?
Take a look.
Good morning, everyone.
It's a frigid 5 degrees in the pre-dawn.
So because you're here illegally, you get the right to privacy in the United States? What the fuck is this? Why are we blurring out? I mean, I understand for the ICE agents. I get that. Totally. Like, you want to conceal their identity to the best you can. They're here to protect Americans. Someone that's here illegally, why do they have privacy? Fucking show their face.
On hours just outside of Boston, where this team of elite ICE officers is briefing on their targets for the day.
Hey, that's right, brother Steve. Saúde, and cheers to you, bro.
We're going to be targeting some extremely violent offenders today.
Within moments, the officers are on the move.
Brother Todd J, my man.
Their first target.
Looks like we got movement, target vehicle coming out.
They quickly take him into custody. He's an MS-13 gang member wanted in El Salvador for aggravated murder.
Man, fuck MS-13, by the way.
And he has an Interpol red notice out for his arrest.
We are targeting.
Get him the fuck out of here.
Threats to our community.
I'm not going back to Haiti.
One of those threats is this illegal alien from
You're going right back to Haiti, bitch.
Haiti. ICE says he's a gang member with 17 criminal convictions in recent years.
Trump, you feel me? Yo, Biden forever, bro. Thank Obama for everything that he did for me, bro.
Yeah. You got to leech off the fucking system, exploit the fucking system, get paid to be here. And you're a fucking scumbag.
ICE Boston quickly takes down its next targets, including this illegal alien from Brazil who has an Interpol red notice for armed robbery. This Salvadoran illegal alien charged locally with rape and released by a sanctuary.
Like, how the fuck are they walking out in public? We're talking grape people. Like, what are we talking about? Why are they fucking getting scooped off the street right now? They should already be in prison. What, you got fucking a grape case against you and you got out? How?
Salvadoran illegal alien charged locally with rape and released by a sanctuary jurisdiction.
Released by sanctuary jurisdiction.
Stupid.
I can't believe the United States sometimes, bro. Like, how does anyone, I'm being real. How does anyone go, oh yeah, like, you just raped somebody. You just assaulted somebody. But you're in sanctuary with us. You're okay. Let him go. Free him. Why? Why would you want that? Like, what's the motivation with that? Like, that's actually insane. You raping people out here. And you're out here released on some sanctuary bullshit. Yeah, see, this is what's wrong with the United States. And this is what people are over. And this is exactly why you got ICE on his ass right now.
Emotional damage.
Give them not even an inch. We're done with this shit. We're done. Get the fuck out of our country. How about that?
And this Dominican
American
illegal
people
alien
have spoken.
charged with assault with a deadly weapon and heroin trafficking. Officers also arrested this Guatemalan MS-13 gang member facing gun charges.
Definitely should have been poked up a long time ago. Especially if a part of, like MS-13, some type shit. You know what I mean?
ICE says he was released from local custody just the day before. Their detainer request was ignored because of sanctuary policies. And in a sign of...
It's crazy that how they don't give a fuck. It's like the people doing the actual assaulting don't give a fuck. And our own the United States didn't give a fuck for 4 years. It's crazy.
Shifting priorities with the new Trump administration, this man, who was in the same apartment as the target, was also arrested.
Exactly,
After
our
ICE determined he's also in the U.S. illegally. This is what ICE calls collateral.
So you guys got your main target just now, but you got somebody else. What just happened?
So our main target was released by a sanctuary jurisdiction.
That's right. Make America belt-fed again. Absolutely. And abolish all three-letter agencies within the United States, including the IRS.
Our detainer. That person was released back into the community, and when we went to go find him, he's with somebody else who was previously removed from the United States.
Listen straight, I'm all about eye for an eye. I mean, that's how I'm equal energy on majority of things. Majority of things, I'm all about equal energy. You go ahead and do that to somebody, now I'm going to do that to you, and even worse.
So he's going to go today too.
And that is exactly what Border Czar Tom Homan has warned would happen.
When we find the bad guy, he's probably with others that are in the United States illegally. They may not.
Oh, that is a W comment. That is a W comment. We're doing a halt to the fucking show. Steve Easy says, hit that like button. Don't get deported from the Breakfast Club. Absolutely. Big W to brother Steve Easy over there.
A criminal priority, but we're not walking away from them.
ICE Boston says they will continue to go into sanctuary jurisdictions and do their job.
Today was a good day. Today we took several significant public safety threats out of our communities. Unfortunately, a lot were released by sanctuary policies, but we're here to tell the Commonwealth and the rest of the
country. How about this? How about this? For sanctuary cities and all that, how about this? Any state that is willing to have sanctuary cities that are not following federal law, okay? We have federal law and state law. If you are deeming yourself as a sanctuary city within that state, I say that we completely defund those states that decide not to enforce federal law. Just Defund them. Oh, wait. You don't want to listen to our rules? Well, you don't get our fucking money, idiot.
Agree that we're going to find them whether they're released
Oh,
or not.
yeah. Oh, yeah, crazy.
In an interesting
I
thing
get it
that
all the
happened
time.
during our embed, during one of the arrests, a woman came out from the neighborhood, came up to ICE and said, "Thank you for making the arrest." ICE responded and said, "You're welcome," but it just goes to show, even in a sanctuary
No, we
area
got Brother Bob up there in Canada. Good to see you, my man.
like Boston,
And
there are
yeah,
some
it was a
locals
great
out
time,
here
man.
that are
Great time.
appreciative of what ICE is trying to do. Reporting in Boston, Bill Malugin, Fox News.
Yeah. When it comes down to sexual relations, yeah. I'm right there with you, Steve.
All right, Bill, thank you so much for that update.
Hey, YouTube don't like my smart ass mouth either, so trust me, I'm totally used to this shit.
We're also following this morning.
Good morning,
in your
Wild
political
Card. Good to
headlines
see you,
that
man.
President Donald Trump says putting astronauts on Mars is America's manifest destiny. This occurs as NASA
I haven't even
focuses
sipped this
on
yet.
returning to the moon, and private
at that.
companies such
That
as
shit's
Elon
crazy.
Musk's SpaceX look for a bigger piece of the pie. But the new president's wishes mean a change in focus for the space agency. Fox News correspondent Griff Jensen gives us a closer look.
It's a race for the red planet. We will pursue our
Yeah, that shit almost looked like AI. That was fucking crazy looking.
manifest destiny into the stars, launching American astronauts to plant the stars and stripes on the planet Mars. That earned an enthusiastic thumbs up from Elon Musk, who announced last year his SpaceX company will start sending rockets to Mars.
Yep, yes, sir. Same time every single day. I don't miss a beat. You know what I mean?
In 2026.
This is an opportunity really to take advantage of what SpaceX is already doing and to use that as a way to create that better value for the American taxpayer.
But aerospace experts say time is of the essence. Last September, China announced plans to launch a mission in 2028 to become the first nation to
No, you're good, Stephanie. Good to see you up in here, as well as Redneck Side Motorcycle Whips, by the way. Appreciate you guys hanging out with
collect
us.
and return samples from Mars, ahead of NASA's own Mars mission, which is over budget, behind schedule, and unlikely to launch before 2030.
We are in a race with China. This is a little bit like the space race we saw in the 1960s.
That race put men on the moon, which President Trump attempted to do
Yeah, that's right. You probably do see a lot of launches, Beezer, down there in South Florida.
again in his first term. It remains a focus at NASA today, with questions over whether revamping the Mars mission
I love to hear that wild card.
will hamper the moon effort.
A lot of people think this is a shift from moon to Mars. It's not. When the Artemis program was conceived under Trump 1, it was always moon to Mars.
Achieving the Mars prize won't be cheap and require NASA and
China
Congress to prioritize funding and resources. But Musk says it will be worth it.
Can you imagine how awesome it will be to have American astronauts plant the flag on another planet?
This motherfucker geeking over some space shit. Hey man, that's cool.
As for the price tag, NASA estimates the Mars mission would cost
That
about
is very
11
true, Aaron. Very, very true. SpaceX does make NASA look like amateurs. Technology's different, you know. I mean, look at the times that NASA was operating and when SpaceX took over, right? In this whole space. No pun intended, actually. But you know what I mean.
billion.
Good
but
to
not
see you,
return
Aaron.
Martian samples until around 2040, and that's unlikely to sit well with a new administration determined to be the first to get there. In Washington, Griff Jenkins, Fox News.
What's up, AU? Good morning. Good to see you.
All right, Griff, thank you so much for that detailed report on this Friday morning.
What's his name? Grift? What? What's his name?
All right, Griff, thank you so much.
Grift? Wow. Motherfucker grifting out here.
Much for that detailed report on this Friday morning. The time now 5:40 here on the East Coast. I'm Gina Francine. We're
Hey,
following
Wild
breaking
Card, I'm going to review one tomorrow morning for members only.
news. This just into our live now from Fox Studios. I want you to take a good look at your screen as Israeli Defense Forces are alerting us this morning on some breaking news. You're taking a look at the latest video from Israeli Defense Forces on this Friday morning. They're telling us this is footage of an armed vehicle found.
I heard about this. So the IDF says they found armed vehicle under a mosque in Lebanon, and there's other weapons that they found in Lebanon that were Hezbollah. You know, they were Hezbollah weapons and firearms and stuff.
Under a mosque in southern Lebanon. Again, they say this armed vehicle was located in southern Lebanon. A vehicle they say was loaded with weapons under a mosque. They say a weapons cache inside of a mosque, hundreds of mortar shells, explosives, rockets, weapons, and additional Hezbollah military.
Yo, Martin, good morning. Hopefully you're doing well up there in Pennsylvania.
They go on to say on X, they will continue their efforts to remove threats in southern Lebanon while maintaining the ceasefire understanding.
Yep, Insane Wheels, one word, Insane Wheels with an S at the end, to save 15% on Redneck Side motorcycle whips. Absolutely. Go check it out, man.
Israel and Lebanon. And just to provide that perspective, as they discuss Lebanon, they don't mean Lebanon as a whole. They are referring to Hezbollah, that terroristic organization in Lebanon. So just wanting to provide that perspective. We're also following the very latest as relates to the ceasefire with Israel and Hamas. Right now, I want to transition to give you a live look.
What's up, Band of Chaos? Good to see you.
In war-ravaged Gaza. You can see the destruction at this hour on this Friday morning. People starting to return from those refugee camps to look at their homes and see if there's anything that's remaining.
Look at the fucking destruction right there in that picture. That shit is fucking crazy. Ain't none of you ever had to deal with some shit like that. That shit is crazy. The amount of destruction there in that picture is insanity.
Can utilize as they pick up the pieces. We know out in those refugee camps, we've seen different humanitarian aid trucks arriving this week to provide food and water. We do know that this humanitarian crisis as relates to Gaza was there before October 7th happened, but obviously the Gaza
hell
war.
Yeah. My next pistol pickup is going to be a Gen 5. Yeah, I'm definitely, I love those Gen 5s. I'm going to be, I mean, honestly, I hate Glock, but I'm going to get me a Gen 5.
Highlighting this issue and making matters far worse. Questions continue to surround this ceasefire. And of course, with the new administration right here in the U.S., the Trump-Vance administration, many people in this area are looking to...
Yeah, Hand of Chaos. The honor is all mine, kind sir.
President Donald Trump.
Good morning.
Also, Vice President J.D. Vance.
Oh, hell no. No, we can't be having that wild card. We can't have that. Yo, you guys, I don't ask you guys to send in money. I don't ask you guys to do anything other than just hit that like button. It's free to do so. That's the one thing I ask of you guys, please. You guys don't have to like the destruction that's happening right here, but you guys can like my takes. You know what I mean? Make sure you hit that like button. I appreciate you guys.
To what they say, right the wrongs of what they say was with the Biden-Harris administration. So
hell no.
Providing that perspective is...
No, I'm going to be a CZ nerd for the rest of my life. I'm going to be a CZ nerd for the rest of my life. I already know that. But that doesn't mean I don't want a Gen 5. Definitely do.
Continue to look at both sides again, following the very latest out of Lebanon as it relates to Israel and Hezbollah. And then right here on your screen, we're also following the very latest as it relates to Israel and Hamas. The destruction just truly compelling, further showing what this
we got Brother Code up in the building. Shout out to my man over there. Good morning to you, kind sir, and great show this morning.
Has endured because of the conflict with
Hamas.
It
up, cuh.
5:43 on the East Coast. We're going to go to our final 2-minute commercial
break
of the hour. We'll be right back.
No, we are not, motherfucker. And I don't care about no fucking World Economic Forum. We already got the deal over there. Fuck them. I'm not, I could care less about what you guys have to say over there at this point. All right. So
Today.
Let's see if this is a replay. No, is it? Yeah, it is. Okay. So let's go ahead and fast forward here. So now, oh shit. Oh boy. Here we go. I just saw New Scum. So let's see what they are discussing here. Over there.
Tour the
Good day, LA.
Mario Ramirez is live in Arcadia with more on the president's trip. Mario.
Good morning. Just days after his inauguration, the president is expected to tour those fire zones and get a look at some of the devastation.
And I got a SIG in my car right this second.
devastation that these areas have been through, and it comes as Southern California is bracing for the first
Always
rainfall,
appreciate you.
the first significant rain of the season. Now take a look. We're at the Santa Anita Racetrack, where there's a massive collection of state, county, and public utility resources. Residents can find anything from power equipment to K-rails and sandbags. The rain moving in this weekend. Meanwhile, happening today, take a look. President Trump expected to visit the local fire zones today, getting a firsthand look at the destruction. He has criticized state and local leaders over what he calls faulty water and forest management policies that he says contributed to the deadly wildfires here in Southern California.
What's up, Jess White over there in Australia from down under? Good morning.
It comes as recovery efforts in the Palisades and Eaton fire zones is just getting underway, and on the heels of the governor signing a $2.5 billion bill for disaster
Yo, KP,
relief.
you know the deal. My bad, homie. See, I'm way behind. I'm trying to catch up on chat. I've only had 2 little sips of my tall can here. That's unacceptable. All right, we're about to get down with our little left-handed tobacco while this plays. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
For those impacted by the fires. Now, the state is
I'm on
hoping that the federal
Smoko.
government will reimburse those costs, as it has always done in the past, but President Trump raised some doubts about that during an interview on the Sean Hannity show on Fox News. Listen here.
Will you meet with Gavin?
I don't know. I haven't even thought about it. Look, Gavin's got one thing he can do. He can release the water that comes from the north. There is massive amounts of water, rainwater and mountain water that comes due with the snow, comes down as it melts. There's so much water, they're releasing it into the Pacific Ocean. And I told him, it's a political thing for the Democrats.
I don't mean it in a malign sense. Maybe the president just doesn't know that there's not a spigot.
Shut up, stupid ass.
Stupid.
I cannot stand this fucking guy.
Can be turned to solve all the water problems that he alleges exists that don't exist as it relates to the state water system.
You're an
here in
idiot.
Southern California.
You're an idiot.
Governor Newsom says despite disagreeing on multiple issues with Trump and filing lawsuits against policies that the Trump administration wants to implement, he does plan to greet the president on the tarmac when he lands this afternoon. And we'll, of course, be following the president's visit here in Southern California. And we'll have more throughout the morning here on Good Day LA. For now, that's the latest in Arcadia. I'm Mario Ramirez. We'll send it back to you.
Okay, Mario. Thank you. Well, the threat of devastating landslides and mudslides are looming.
Yeah, what's going on with that?
Rain expected this weekend.
Yeah. Motherfuckers just cannot get a fucking break, whether you're under fire or now you're under mudslides. The fuck, man?
Homes in the Palisades face another disaster just weeks after wildfires tore through the area. Roberta Gonzalez is on the ground with the latest efforts to protect these communities. Roberta.
That's right, Code. Appreciate that.
Yes. Hi, everybody. Good morning to you. It's currently more mild out here off of Pacific Coast Highway in Malibu. Current air temperature 61. I have my rain and wind gauge here for us. No rain until this weekend, but currently it's breezy out here this morning, up to 10 miles per hour, and the winds are...
Yo, Miss Lotus over there in Florida. Always appreciate you hanging out with us. Good morning. Hopefully you're doing
definitely out of the northeast. It's that offshore push. It's the Santa Ana winds, which means relative humidity right here on the coast is bone dry at 9%. Samara has all the information about that. What we're standing out here for is this. We began the week exactly here to talk about all the toxins in the atmosphere. Now what we're talking about, as you take a beautiful bird's eye view of Malibu, is what is...
Oh, yeah. Dude said he's fucking out here clueless.
To come with the impending rain. This is
What's
what
up,
it looked
Loki?
like before, not so much the case now. So we came on out. We talked yesterday to Oscar McGraw. He's an architect. He's also a property owner of one of these dream homes that now has been demolished. And here's what he had to say about the impending weather.
The biggest issue, I think, for all of Malibu and the coast is the hazardous stuff that's going to get washed into the ocean. That's probably of top priority right now. You know, I think the one slight good news is maybe the rain's going to be...
Well, his excuse on that whole ordeal, you know what I mean? And like even people are going, well, why aren't they using the ocean water right there? You have water right there on the coastline. And we did have, believe it or not, Quebec, I believe it was from Quebec, from Canada. They sent a certain type of plane that comes and scoops water on the actual ocean. Like It'll be floating, scooping up water, and then it'll pick up and go drop that water. I think that's fantastic. I'm surprised that United States doesn't have that type of technology. The reason why they decided not to use salt water in their engines and shit is because they said it would corrode the inside of all of them. Now, if you can prevent that, yes, you should prevent that. But at that point, it had gotten so out of control that anything, dude, it would have been way better to have all those fire trucks corroded essentially and save the homes and sacrifice the fire engines, right? You know, I look at like, what's our risk assessment? Like how many, what is going to be destroyed at the end of this? Like if we have a path that the fire's going down to all these homes, well, do we sacrifice our engines? Yeah, maybe you should, motherfucker. Maybe you should.
Be fairly light. Maybe it won't be as big of a problem, but as soon as we get a major storm, that's a whole different story.
As far as a major storm is concerned, again, Samada has all the details about that. But what does this mean? We talk about
Yo, Tats, good afternoon to you over there in the UK. Always appreciate you.
K-rails. Yesterday, city officials were hard at work at establishing those right here in Pacific Coast Highway. You say, what the heck is a K-rail? Well, it's a concrete barrier to try to keep up all of the mud and the landslide potential from moving onto Pacific Coast Highway, moving across the highway and into the damage and destructive areas right here along the coastline. Now, meanwhile, we're talking about burn scars, and you might want to ask, what does that mean as well? Well, with the impending rain, there definitely will be some erosion, and that could lead to the potential of just the soil moving around that causes mudslides, flooding, landslides, and of course, if all of that does move around, what happens is all that pushes into the ocean and causes pollution. Now, you're thinking possibly, how could all that happen so quickly? Look behind me here. See this car that's been burned out? Well, consider that.
Because Black Rock and aliens. That's funny, Steve.
That there's a lot of plastics associated with this car. There's the paint that's been burned away. There's the tires that have been burned off. That is all now reduced to ash. And with the rain, that will most likely push out into the ocean. So that's why we're back here in Malibu again this morning along Pacific Coast Highway to tell you about the things that we're facing this weekend. Gang, back to you in the studio.
Gang.
All right, Roberta, thank you.
Gang.
Now to an update on the Hughes fire near Castaic. At last check, it's burned more than 10,000 acres and is 36.
Hey, this is the Hughes fire. I don't really remember exactly where the Hughes fire is geographically in Southern California. But this is a new fire. And this is already burned 10,396 acres and burning as we speak. 36% is contained at the moment. Evacuation orders and warnings scaled back. And of course, poor air quality. You could guess that.
Percent contained.
Definitely.
Evacuation orders and warnings have been scaled back for people who live in Bitter Canyon, Charlie Canyon, and Castaic Lake. Officials are urging people returning to their homes to wear N95 masks, limit outdoor activities, and keep their windows and doors closed due to poor air quality.
Yeah, the air quality is just about everywhere, right? I think people are now starting to pay attention to AQI, the air quality index, before a little bit more acutely now that we have all these.
Yo, we got Ron Ratty over there from down under in Australia, my man. Good to see you.
All this particulate matter in the air.
Good morning.
Well, especially when we have those blowing winds and it just mixes all the particulates everywhere. But there's some good news in terms of even air quality. When we get the onshore flow and this incoming rain, the benefits there is when we get that ocean air is actually going to help clear the air a little bit.
Man, look at that weather alert. All this shit, except for Long Beach where I grew up. That's kind of crazy that all of this is just wide open okay, which is very interesting. You know, Palisades is up here, so to give you a little bit of context, it's like up here, all this land.
The humidity levels are going to rise, but unfortunately with the rain in some spots, as we have addressed, the burn scars are going to be a major concern. There is that risk that there could be heavy downpours associated with thunderstorms. And if it were to occur over those vulnerable hillsides, it could lead to, yes, mud and debris flow. We have addressed this time and time again. I hate to say this, we hope for the best and prepare for the worst. We have the Palisades fire to be concerned with, and
You know what it's
around
time for?
the Eaton fire.
It's time.
Red flag conditions currently are still in place, but only till about 10 o'clock this morning. We're still very dry, and there are some isolated areas that could still see winds pushing to about 50 miles an hour. But into the afternoon we go. Again, those conditions are going to improve dramatically, helping firefighters with the ongoing firefight. Here's a look at our rainfall totals. As I mentioned at the top of the show, that we have increased the rain amount. We're expecting a range of 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch, now pushing to 3/4 of an inch on the higher side for those interior valleys and inland spots. And for mountains and foothills, we're now going to increase instead of a 1/2
Yo, Darren up in the building. Always good to see you, my man. Hopefully you're doing well this beautiful morning.
We're going to go 3/4 inch,
Friday
an
morning.
inch, and the higher end in some isolated areas could push into 2 inches. So it's going to be a very slow-moving system. It'll arrive sometime late Saturday, the bulk of it coming in Sunday. And unfortunately, the rain will be impacting, as it stands right now, your morning commute. And speaking of commute, higher terrain, mountain communities are expected to get some snowfall that could reach as low as the 3,500 feet to 4,000 feet, and that could impact our local passes.
So real quick, Trump is speaking right now, and I want to go ahead and bring our attention over to that as he gets off the plane over there in North Carolina. So give me a second while I pop this up for you guys. We're making sure we're doing our due diligence here. We're watching everything that's happening behind the scenes. All right, so let's go ahead and bring this up.
I like, frankly, the concept when North Carolina gets hit, the governor takes care of it.
Man, can they do better audio, please? Come on, man. Mainstream media, get it together, man. You got a small-time streamer like myself who is not funded by any investor. I'm funded 100% by you guys. And I got better audio than the fucking mainstream media. What? I hate that shit.
Florida gets hit, the governor takes care of it, meaning
In
the
one
state
ear.
takes care of it.
What the fuck
To
is
have,
going on?
A group of people come in from an area that don't even know where they're going in order to solve immediately a problem is something that never worked for me. But this is probably one of the best examples of it not working. And there's been some others like
FEMA,
in Louisiana,
Stephanie.
etc. So we're going to be doing something on FEMA that I think most people agree. I'd like to see the states take care of disasters. Let the state take care of the tornadoes and the hurricanes and all of the other things that happen. And I think you're going to find it a lot less.
Isn't that wild to
expensive.
think
You do
about,
it for
though?
less.
Like, yeah, the mainstream media, when they're out and about, they have terrible audio. I mean, even when they're having, like, press conferences and shit, like, you have one job. Good audio. What are you doing? People are going to tune out if there's no fucking good audio. That's just the way people naturally are. If it's bad audio, people are clicking off or getting the fuck out. It's just the way it is. So I don't understand why they don't invest a little bit more of that Ukrainian money that we've been sending and then it totally is a launder move, right? Like all that money you guys have and you guys can't get good audio. Fuck me.
Less than half, and you're going to get a lot quicker response. So that seems to be
Trump
the
is killing it.
recommendation, but we'll be making
He's
that
doing a great
recommendation
job
over
so
the
far.
next couple of weeks. We're going to go to the site now, and we're going to figure out a plan for really demolition.
Yeah, I don't know why they do the at the plane interview, like where now they have to bring down the microphone, make sure you use a condenser microphone so you can get all the background noise in the background canceled out. I don't know why they choose to do that. Why not walk away to where people can hear you properly? And I'm not talking about this particular video. They always do this shit. You're very right, Steve, and it's annoying. It's like, dude, just walk over a little bit so we don't have to hear that shit. Like, it's annoying as fuck.
Because not a lot's been done, and we're very disappointed in the Biden administration, but we're going to make up for lost time.
Biden.
And I said I'd do that, and this is about the earliest we could possibly be here. And we're
Exactly,
honored to be here. It's
SNS.
been a great state. They're great people, and they've really been mishandled. But it's all, this group is going to be great, and we're going to get it taken care of. Any questions?
What would your response be to FEMA? Do you expect to ask Congress for additional aid for North Carolina and
Yeah,
California?
it'll be direct. In other words, the aid will go through us.
The
So
aid will go
rather
through
than going
him
through FEMA-
instead of going through FEMA. So I'm going to bring it back a little bit so you guys can hear that again.
Yeah, it'll be direct. In other words, the aid will go through us. So rather than going through FEMA, it will go through us. And I think maybe this is a good place to start. Because, and in all fairness to the governor, and in all fairness to everybody else, FEMA was not on the ball. And we're going to turn it all around. Yes.
A lot of Americans.
mind-blowing
think
to me,
this is
Panelverse.
symbolic of what your campaign was all about. America first, putting your priorities to Americans. Even going to California, where their policies might have been one of the biggest reasons why they've had these problems.
You know, they probably do get a kick out of, you know, making it hard on us and shit like that. Oh, they're gonna be sitting there frustrated as shit, you know.
Putting the American people first. Your thoughts on that?
We are. Thank you. I like that question. Boy, I want more questions like that. That's even a statement. Thank you very much. He's a good man, that guy. And he's also a very professional reporter, I have to say. Thank you very much. Yeah, we're putting America first. We're putting
America first,
North
right.
Carolina and California. We're going to do a good job in California. That is a disaster like, I don't know if we've ever seen anything like it, frankly. They say the biggest in the history
Are you
of
serious? I
California.
did not see that, Steve. Yeah, I did not see that. That's fucking crazy. Fuck that guy.
I think, has anything bigger than that happened in the whole country?
What's up, Joker?
Ever?
Good morning, my man.
It
Hopefully you're
looks like,
feeling
I
better
don't want to say what it
from your
looks like.
crash.
You know what I
Hopefully you're doing
understand.
good,
It looks
man.
like something hit it, and we won't talk about what hit it, but it is a bad, bad situation. And I guess I'm going to meet with some government officials, but I mean, much more importantly, and in California, just to revert to it for a second, millions of gallons of water are waiting.
Hey,
to
man, continue up with that physical therapy. Don't get lackadaisical on that. Like, do it.
be poured
Great for
down
you.
Through already the half pipes that are already built. I mean, they've been up for 40 years. And about 20 years ago, they turned off the water. And it's the water that comes from the Pacific Northwest. Some of it comes out of Canada, and it flows there, and it probably has flowed there for 1 million years. And they turned it off, and they routed out to the Pacific. And in the meantime, you don't have water in the hydrants. You don't have water in the sprinkler systems. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. And everyone's trying to figure out, why aren't they turning it back? They say it's the Delta
Yeah, fuck Zelensky. That dude, he needs to be drug out.
smelt. It's a fish, but I find that hard to believe. But we'll figure it out.
What's up, Danny?
And
Good morning, my
and
man.
Without doing that, you're going to continue to have problems.
President, what are you prepared to do, sir, if OPEC doesn't respond to your call to cut oil prices?
Well, we want to see OPEC cut the price of oil, and that will automatically stop
Rebuttal,
the tragedy that's taking
Rebuttal.
place in Ukraine. It's a butchering tragedy for both sides, by the way. A tremendous number of Russian soldiers are dead. Tremendous number of Ukrainian soldiers, and a lot of people are dead from the bombing of the cities. But right now, it's just bullets whacking and hitting men, mostly men, almost in all cases men. And they're over 1 million men are killed, and they're losing thousands of people a week. It's crazy. It's a crazy war, and it never would have happened if I was president. Would never have happened. This is crazy that it happened, but we want to stop it. Now, one way to stop it quickly is for OPEC to stop making so much money and to drop the price of oil, because they have it nice and high. And if you have it high, that war is not going to end so easily. So OPEC ought to get on the ball, and they ought to drop the price of oil, and that war will stop right away.
Mr. President, Los
Shit.
Angeles because of its
Motherfucker on
sanctuary
it.
city policy.
I want to see two things in Los Angeles: voter ID,
Mhm.
so that the people have a chance to
Yep.
vote, and I want to see the water be released and come down into Los Angeles and throughout the state. Those are the two things. After that, I will be the greatest president that California has ever seen. I want the water to come down and come down to Los Angeles and also go out to all the farmland.
Yo,
that's
we got
barren and
Junior
dry.
Sears up in here.
You
Good
know,
morning.
they have land that they say is the equivalent of the land in Iowa, which is about as good as there is anywhere on earth. The problem is it's artificial because they artificially stop the water from going onto the land. So I want two things. I want voter ID for the people of California, and they all want it. Right now, you don't have.
Didn't you ever watch the movie Hairspray? Come on, crazy mama.
Voter ID. People want to have voter identification. You want to have proof of citizenship. Ideally, you have one-day voting, but I just want voter ID as a start, and I want the water to be released, and they're going to get a lot of help from the U.S. Thank you very much. I'll see you in a little while. We'll see you at the site. We'll see you at the site.
Tell us more about the deportation flights. Where are they going from? Where are they going to?
Deportation's going very well. We're getting the bad, hard criminals out. These are murderers. These are people that have been as bad as you get.
Yeah, deport them all.
As bad as anybody you've seen. We're taking them out first. Thank you. Thank you.
Great job, Trump. Keep fucking them up. Keep fucking them up, dude. Fantastic. All right, we're going to see if there's any more to this. Yes, Trump is sitting down and talking. All right. So we're going to find out what this is right now. This is only now 16 minutes ago. We're not hearing anything yet. They're doing their little thing. Here we go. Only one side of the audio again? For real? No way.
Well, thank you very much.
Oh, my goodness.
It's a little cold outside, but you're getting
Yo, why? What? Come on, man. You guys aren't even by the plane anymore. Like, this is like an official sit down. Why is it only coming in my left ear?
to the cold.
Lame asses?
And one of the things that are very important to me, and one of the reasons I'm happy that we won so convincingly, is to help North Carolina.
Turn
get
them
this
up.
They supported us in
I'm
record
blasted.
numbers, and I'm supporting them in record numbers too. And they had me set. I wanted to go to Los Angeles and see what was going on with California, why they aren't releasing the water.
I
Millions
did.
and millions
I legit expected better because they're sitting inside now, like probably hooked up to an audio board mixer and all that shit. Like, zero excuse for this one ear bullshit.
Tons of water. They're sending it out to the Pacific. Someday somebody
Twist the cable a little bit so I get it in the right ear too.
no water in Los Angeles where they had the problems. But so we're going there. But I said, well, what about North Carolina? Well, you could do that. No, I can't. I said, we're stopping in North Carolina first, and then we're going to Los Angeles. And we just appreciate the outpouring of love that we've had here.
Yeah, they're trying everything they can to silence us.
Laura was, as you know, very instrumental in the campaign, and she lived here and is loved. And we
Ironically, that's very true. Ironically, Steve.
appreciate it. And Michael Watley has been incredible wherever Michael is. Hello, Michael. Michael Watley has been great, and your
Yo, brother Slim, good
congressman has
morning.
been great. And what we thought we'd do is take a quick look around. First, we wanted to do this. I want to say that we're very disappointed in FEMA. Your new governor, it's not his fault. He's brand new to the whole.
You don't like her, Steve?
situation.
That's
But,
interesting.
we're going to work together with the governor. We're going to work together with the senators, but really we're going to work a lot with your congressmen, especially the three that are in the area, and Michael Watley. And I'd like to put Michael in charge of making sure everything goes well. And Franklin Graham has been unbelievable. We've made a big contribution to Franklin, and we'll continue to do so. But I've been hearing nothing but praise for the.
Yeah, you gotta sit there. It's hard for me to hear, and I've got headphones on. Okay, like I'm sitting here really fucking trying to listen in, but it is hard. Come on, mainstream. Another L for the mainstream media. You know what I mean? Fucking stupid asses. Stupid.
That Samaritan's Purses.
Someone fire the audio engineer guy.
And we appreciate it. Where's Franklin? He's around here.
What the fuck is Donnie saying?
And that good-looking guy. He's always been a good-looking guy. His father was a good-looking guy too. I'll tell you. We loved his
Got you,
father.
Steve.
I saw his
That's
father
interesting.
in the latter years, and I said, well, He doesn't have long to go. He was having a hard time, and he lived about 3 or 4 years after that, right? They say it was good stock. He had the ultimate good stock. But I want to thank you, frankly. You've been fantastic here, and everywhere he goes.
Be good out there, Lone Cowboy.
He's always the
Appreciate
first
you
one I
always.
see. People don't realize it, how good it is. A lot of people, they go, well, maybe it's for the people that he's got, and you guys know because you're here, but the people that he's got have done amazing work. So I just want to thank everybody. We're going to get over and take a look. We'll say a few words. I do want to introduce some of the people that we have. And our First Lady, we'll start with our First Lady. She wanted to be here because of North Carolina. And then I said, well, you can do that, but you're going to have to come to California too. And she said, that's okay.
And everything they stand for, Steve.
And we got to fix that one up too. You ever see anything like that one? It's, who would have thought that could have happened? So Governor Josh Stein, thank you very much. We appreciate it. And we're going to have a very long and good relationship. Representatives, maybe stand up if you would, so the press can see. Representatives Chuck Edwards. Chuck, thank you. Thank you, Chuck. Tim Moore. Virginia, you know Virginia Fox, a legend. She is
Legend.
such a powerful woman.
Powerful
Pat
woman.
Harrigan, Pat, thank you very much. Your Agriculture Commissioner, who I hear is excellent, Steve Troxler. Steve, thank you very much. Good job, Steve. You got plenty to do, right? More than you ever thought. North Carolina Speaker Dustin Hall. Thank you, Dustin. Thanks, Dustin. Very good. House Majority Leader Brendan Jones. Brendan, thank you very much. We're making progress, Brendan. State Representative.
Be safe out there, brother
Dudley
Steve.
Green,
Always.
Carl Gillespie. Thank you very much, fellas. Good. Good. Thank you very much. State Senators Kevin Corbin, Warren Daniel. Thank you. Thank you very much, Kevin, Warren. And County Commissioner Jennifer Best. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you.
Bang on that like
So
button, man.
Hurricane Helene was one of the worst natural disasters in American history. It was far worse.
Just
than it
look
was
at
even
'em.
built. I have never seen such water damage. It was largely water damage, wind damage, but water damage nobody's ever seen. I've been here, as you know, numerous times, but now I'm here in a position where we can do something, meaning I've been in office for 4 days. And I wanted to come sooner, but actually they
No,
had a
that's
problem with getting.
the next stop for him. So he, on purpose, is visiting North Carolina first and then going to California. I believe California is tomorrow or the next day. I'm not too sure.
Logistically in here, but I would have been.
We'll find out,
here
though.
sooner. 104 North Carolinians have lost their lives. Is that now a fairly firm number, or are they still finding people? You know, what do you think? They're still finding people? Pretty much okay? It's a lot of people. 104 people lost their lives. 73,000 homes were severely damaged or destroyed. And I'll tell you, I've been to a lot of them, and this was like lots of hurricanes in one. I've never seen such damage done by water. And the water came, it was violent, and it left, and there was like nothing left. It's really pretty amazing. At one point, half of the emergency calls to FEMA went unanswered. That's real bad. FEMA was not doing their job. The city of Asheville went without running water for 2 months. A whistleblower testified that some FEMA employees refused to help people who displayed Trump signs on their property. I think that's true, isn't it? I read that. It's not nice. That's not too nice.
That's not nice.
But whoever those property people were, thank you very much. Michael, is that true? That's not good, huh? About the property owners you put it.
Man, that's so weird. Okay, so just so you guys know, I just looked up a couple of other live streams that the mainstream media is reporting this exact ordeal. It's not just Fox. There's another whatever. All those live streams are in the left ear. That means the audio engineer guy that's actually there at this ordeal fucked up. You left it on mono, motherfucker. Put it in stereo, bitch. Yeah, So nothing I can do about it. Like I even tried to see if there's other live streams but they're on the left side of my ear as well. So at least I tried. You know, I'm looking out for you guys in the Breakfast Club, man. We got GEG up in the building. Shout out to my boy, man. I very much appreciate you. Hopefully you're doing well over there on the West Coast, my man.
They wouldn't help.
I tried, crazy. I
Earlier
tried.
This year, FEMA kicked 2,000 North Carolinians out of their temporary housing into below freezing temperatures. What was that all about? You know about that? What happened? Tell me.
We had an incompetent administration under Biden, and we had a disaster, and then we call it the disaster after the disaster.
The disaster after the disaster. Yeah, no fucking kidding. Dude's absolutely right about this whole Biden administration. We got War Gorilla up in the building saying, yo, what's good, Mike Beasley and all my delinquents. Absolutely, my man. Hopefully you're doing well out there, man. Out there in Vegas.
Since then. It doesn't matter at this point. Biden did a bad job. Some residents still don't have hot water, drinking water, or anything else, and many of them don't have quarters. They don't have anything. They got a stipend for what they lost, and we're going to take care of it. This is totally unacceptable, and I'll be taking strong action to get North Carolina the support that you need to quickly recover and rebuild. We're working on it very hard, and I think if Michael Whatley does half as good a job for North Carolina as he did for my campaign, we'll be very happy. Him and Laura were a very powerful team. So you think you can handle it, Michael? I don't know. I'm not sure, Michael.
Fucking Biden.
I think this is
Fucking.
maybe in many ways easier, okay? Maybe easier. But you're going to lead the team. You want to say who the congressmen are that you want to appoint? Do you want to introduce them?
We have Virginia Fox, Chuck Edwards, and Tim Moore, whose districts encompass the
And they are the districts that were most severely impacted.
Hey, for everybody that's coming in right now, man, real quick halt to the show, man. We got to do it. Make sure you guys hit that like button, man. I don't ask you guys to do nothing money-wise or nothing like that. I just ask you guys to hit that like button. It's free, everybody. Please hit that like button. You don't necessarily have to like the audio engineer guy. Obviously, that guy sucks. But you guys can hit that like button for my takes. Shit. Appreciate you guys.
You were affected then, Virginia? Lost my own platform. Really? Yeah. I'll also be signing an executive order to begin the process of fundamentally reforming and overhauling FEMA, or maybe getting rid of FEMA. I think, frankly, FEMA is not good. I think when you have a
Definitely not good.
problem like this, I think you want to go and whether it's a Democrat or
What, Trump? You're saying they can't buy their houses with that $750 that they got? Or, well, for the ones that did get it. I mean, don't forget that people over there got denied their $750 from FEMA. Oh, you don't qualify, motherfucker. So even if you did qualify, you got your $750. Yeah, that's going to, replenish my house. That's going to, all the flood damage. Oh yeah, that's totally going to fix all that. And I'm able to buy a couple of cars, brand new cars with that $750. I can buy my 2 brand new cars because they got lost in the flood. Yeah, no, I'll be able to buy like some extra shit. It's going to be great with that $750.
Republican governor, you want to use your state to fix it and not waste time calling FEMA, and then FEMA gets here.
Just like the people in California right now. They're being offered $770 from the Biden administration. That was what the offer was. $770 for the California wildfire victims. Yeah, that's going to replenish your fucking house that got burnt down to foundation.
Don't know the area, they've never been to the area, and they want to give you rules that you've never heard about. They want to bring people that aren't as good as the people you already have. And FEMA's turned out to be a disaster. And you could go back a long way. You could go back to Louisiana. You could go back to some of the things that took place in Texas. It turns out to be the state that ends up doing the work. It just complicates it. I think we're going to recommend that FEMA go away. And we pay directly. We pay a percentage to the state. But the state should fix this. If the state did this from the beginning, it would have been a lot better situation.
Yeah, a month, Ghost Eagle.
So
a month.
I just want to say that Asheville
on payroll,
doing
bitch.
well. It's a great place, and we're going to have it be a great place again. That was the one that was most severely affected. But North Carolina is going to come back bigger, better, stronger than ever before.
That's a big part right there, AU. Yeah, and if you take it, you're making that agreement. Like, oh yeah, you're not gonna fight for any more than your $750. Drop all claims. Yeah. Fuck that.
When you've already
Take your
seen,
money
I
and
know
shove
that
it up your fucking
it
ass.
really began 4 days ago, but you've already seen more action
$750.
than you have in the last
I
3
shit
months.
that this morning.
And we're going to get it together. We're informing the Army Corps of Engineers to get going because you have a lot of river breaks and a lot of areas that you're going to need some pretty big work. And they're on their way. They're going to be working very much harder than they've been working in the past, and we're going to take care of it. Any questions from the press of any of the congressman, governor, anybody?
Yeah, that is a good question. How have they not? You know, they're sitting there with headphones on and they can hear. You know what I mean? Why is that? That is a very valid question. Motherfuckers, you do want this shit silenced. You don't want people to hear this shit.
So are you going to sign an executive order on FEMA, getting rid of it? Can you say more about signing an executive order to get rid of FEMA, please?
FEMA has been a very big disappointment. They cost a tremendous amount of money. It's very bureaucratic and it's very slow. Other than that, we're very happy with them. Okay. And I think when there's a problem with the state, I think that problem should be taken care of by the state. That's what we have states for. They take care of problems. And a governor can handle something very quickly. You know, one of the things I've noticed, because I've been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
And we had a pretty good FEMA, but I also noticed that when they come, they end up in arguments. They're fighting all the time over who does what. It's just not a good system. This system is so beautifully designed over 250 years approximately, you know, and we'll soon be celebrating the 250th year. It's going to be a very big celebration. But it's been designed very well, and we're going to leave it that way. When North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, Tennessee, when everybody knows the governor of Tennessee.
You fell asleep, wild card.
Do you know everybody here pretty much? I never thought of it, but you're right over the ridge.
Right over the
So you're here to help. That's great.
The people in this region, including Tennessee, the people of Appalachia are grateful that you are here.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't forgotten it.
Yeah, you're restoring hope to these people in Western North Carolina, man.
There are other disasters, but this one was enormous for both North Carolina and Tennessee. So
Yes, it was.
You know, I've seen a lot of disasters. And when I came here right after the day after. And when I came here, I couldn't believe it, actually. I couldn't believe the damage. And I've seen a lot of them. This was.
Don't worry, Hardwire. That shit's next week. The Department of Education, yeah, we'll get to that shit next week.
More like a tornado than it was what we witnessed. So we're going to get it very much taken care of. Good job. That's nice that you came. And so you call it you're right over the ridge, right, Tennessee? I like Tennessee too. Let's see, where did I get more votes, Tennessee or North Carolina? I hate to tell you, North Carolina, it was Tennessee.
there's one of the counties in this disaster that had 88% for you. So
88%. Yeah, no, it's the people are just incredible people. Yeah. So, do you have any questions, press?
President, you talked about conditions being placed on aid to California.
How come the other press, that dude is louder than Trump? The press is louder than Trump. What the fuck?
President, you talked about conditions being placed on aid to California, voter ID and the like. Are there any conditions that you're going to put on aid to North Carolina?
We're going to do a lot for North Carolina. They've been very slow. I don't know why it's been so bad. This has been one of the worst I've seen. Katrina, of course, was something that obviously that was a long time ago. That was not good. But this has been very slow. I don't know if that was for political reasons because they lost the state. Biden lost the state. Maybe he felt he doesn't care. Maybe there were other reasons. I don't know. But this has been very slow. By any standard, this has been very slow. And we're gonna make up for lost time.
No conditions you're going to push for aid
Just
Well, in
full stop.
California, I have a condition. In California, we want them to have voter ID so the people have a voice, because right now the people don't
That's
have
fair.
a voice because you don't know who's voting. And it's
Yeah.
very-
Yep. Actually, I heard that it's illegal in California to ask for while you're voting to ask for ID. It's actually illegal in California. Like if I was running a poll area or whatever, and it was like running out of like my business or whatever for people to vote, and I was like, I want voter ID. I am breaking the law by asking for ID. That shit is fucking crazy.
corrupt. And we also want them to
Corrupt
release the water.
motherfuckers.
If they released the water, they wouldn't have had a problem. If they released the water when I told them to, because I told them to do it 7 years ago, if they would have done it, you wouldn't have had the problem that you had. You might not have even had a
Yeah,
fire.
no kidding.
So,
Boots gone.
but here I don't have that. It's a different thing. You got hit by a storm. The people are incredible. They worked really well. Franklin was fantastic, and other groups. By the way, other groups came in that were also fantastic, and other states came in. Tennessee and a couple of others came in, and they really helped. That's the way it's supposed to be. No, this is a different kind of a thing. About what?
How much funding relief people will get in North Carolina? That's what she's asking. How much is funding relief going to be for the people in North Carolina?
I have to see what it is.
Are you disappointed that Senator Schiff hasn't joined you on this trip? It's reported you invited Senator Schiff to join you on this trip and he was too busy. Are you disappointed?
I don't know. I was told that Schiff was going to travel with us to California. I wasn't thrilled, to be honest with you. And I saw him last night on television. It looks like he got hit with a baseball bat or something. What happened to him? Something happened to him. It looked like he got hit. It looked like he got beat around. But I'll ask
Shit.
Caroline to find out what happened to him.
I'm gonna
No,
take a
if he
leak real
wanted to
quick.
come
I'll be
out,
right
I
back.
would have done that, but I don't know. Somebody said that he wanted to come on the plane, but I think he's staying back for the votes. There's some pretty good votes going on. Yeah,
President, what is your timeline for getting rid of FEMA?
for this one.
You just talked about possibly getting rid of FEMA. What timeline are you looking at and how would you do that?
Well, we're looking here. Here, you're talking about to start. We're going to start immediately. Timeline, and to finish, it's going to be a period of time. You know, people are also rebuilding their houses. How long does it take to build a house? Right, it takes a time. And I want them to build houses bigger, better, nicer than they had before, so they can have, at least they get something out of this disaster. This was a real disaster. No, timeline will be fast in terms of infrastructure. I think very fast. I want to thank Elon because Elon was able to get us communication systems, as you know, Starlink. We had no communication. The first day I got here, I was asked by one of the people, one of the really great representatives, professionals, that is there any way you could get Starlink here, because they had no communication whatsoever. And I called up Elon Musk, and he had, hundreds of units brought.
We're back.
Brought immediately, and it's hard to get. They couldn't get them before, and that made a lot of difference. I think it saved a lot of lives, actually. Yeah, infrastructure-wise, we'll do it quickly.
Sir, can you just talk about how long you think it might take to get rid of FEMA? What's the timeline on that? If you're going to roll it back.
Yeah.
That's a
would
good
say,
question.
Look, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not really thinking about FEMA right now here. I'm thinking about Michael Watley, and I'm thinking about the 3 Congress people that you just heard from, and also the other people in Congress, and they'll be working with the governor. They'll be working with the governor. So that's what I see.
Change the subject real quickly. The Laken Riley Act was signed by Speaker Johnson yesterday.
Right.
When do you anticipate to sign that into
Well,
office?
we're honored by that.
That shit I just did
Riley, I
was for the
there at
audio.
time, and we had a
I'll do it again.
big meeting with the parents right after that horrible thing took place. And we have an act. You all know what that act represents. And it was a bipartisan bill. Many Democrats signed
Cheers.
onto it. That's something that is a tribute to Laken, a beautiful young lady who was killed viciously by an illegal alien. And we passed a very powerful bill And it was just approved, and we'll have a ceremony sometime very shortly. I'll be signing it. In other words, if you're asking, I will definitely be signing it. Okay? Yeah.
Mr. President, the security detail for Anthony Fauci was terminated last night, and I'm wondering if you have any comment on that.
About what?
The security detail for Anthony Fauci was terminated last night, sir. Do you have a comment?
No, I think, when you work for government, at some point your security detail comes off. And, you can't have them forever. So I think it's very standard. If it would be for somebody else, you wouldn't be asking the question. The question is very fair. But, you work for government. We took some off, other people too. But you can't have a security detail for the rest of your life because you work for government. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Do you feel partially responsible if something would happen to, say, Dr. Fauci
No.
or John Bolton?
No. They all made a lot of money. They can hire their own security too. All the people.
Right.
we talked
Good
about,
point.
They can go out.
Very
I
good
can give
point.
you some good numbers of very good security people. They can hire their own security. They all
Easily
made a
they
lot of
could.
money. Fauci made a lot of money.
It's a great point.
They all did. So if they, felt that strongly, I think that certainly I would not take responsibility.
North Carolina is a state that relies on trade and manufacturing. Are you going to have an announcement on new tariffs coming soon? Is there a timeline now?
Yeah, the tariffs.
Yo, brother
make
Crystal
us
Strange up in the
rich.
building. Shout out to my man over there in South Africa. We got some audio issues with the mainstream media this morning, but hey, we're still doing it. We're still trucking along. Hopefully you're doing well, man.
We're gonna be a
Good to
rich,
see you
rich
always.
country very soon. Tariffs are going to make it rich and competent.
Oh
We
shit!
have
Sorry, wildcard.
Common sense, competence, and tariffs. The word tariff is one of the most beautiful words in the dictionary.
Jonathan Reynolds, the business secretary of the United Kingdom, said that there's an even trade between the U.S. and the U.K., so they shouldn't have tariffs. Does trade imbalances or a balanced trade affect tariffs and your decisions?
Yeah, unbalanced and balance, and also deficits. Like with Canada, we lose $200 billion a year with Canada. That's because we allow them to make cars. We allow them to take lumber. We don't need their cars. We don't need their lumber. We don't need their food products because we make the same products right on the other side of the border. It's sort of crazy. So we've just allowed that, bad management has allowed it over the last 4 years in particular to become very imbalanced. And I said I call him Governor Trudeau, but he's Prime Minister Trudeau when he was Prime Minister.
Yeah, this motherfucker. No, at this point you're definitely governor.
I asked him, why would we do that? Why? And he was unable to give me an answer. He said, I don't know. And I said, do you think it's fair that we're paying $200 billion to keep Canada going? And what would happen? I asked him, what would happen if we didn't do that? If we didn't subsidize Canada? He said, we'd be a failed nation. And I said, then you should be a state. Because why are we paying all of that money to Canada when, we could
Yeah,
use it
it's a fair question. It didn't just come up because of a meme. It was a fair question to get. I mean, if we're already paying X amount, shit, at this point, be a part of us.
ourselves, right? So we take care of their military. We're going to order about 40 Coast Guard big icebreakers, big ones. And all of a sudden, Canada wants a piece of the deal.
There's nothing wrong with offering the offer. There's nothing wrong with it.
I say, why are we doing that? I mean, I like doing that if they're a state, but I don't like doing that if they're a nation. Also, they've been very nasty to us on trade. Historically, Canada has been very, very bad to us, very unfair to us on trade. So we'll see how it all works out.
Yes,
I would
that's
love
crazy.
to see Canada be the fifth.
See, this is exactly why I love doing what I do, because what I do is I get to see everything that's happening that people are going to be talking about and having opinions about later. I don't want your fucking opinion, and I don't want your bullshit meme that's skewed in your political mindset. Like, I don't want that. I want to watch the shit that people will start talking about, because I like having full context. I don't know about you guys, but I actually really enjoy having full context. And this is exactly why you guys are here. You guys are truth seekers. You guys come here because you guys know that you guys are going to get actual transparent news. You guys are going to get the actual what's happening. not what I think about a situation and my monologue on it. I mean, yeah, I give my takes as I go, but I'm sitting here reporting the real what people are talking about later. So anyways, back to this.
51st state. The Canadian citizens, if that happened, would get a very big tax cut, tremendous tax cut, because they're very highly taxed. And you wouldn't have to worry about military. You wouldn't have to worry about many of the things. You'd have better health coverage. You'd have much better health coverage. So I think the people of Canada would like it, you know, if it's explained. But just to start off, they'd have a massive tax cut, and they'd have a lot more business, because then we'd let business go to Canada routinely, and there'd be no tariffs. You know.
No, I like it, by the way. I like when people bring in their insights and situations, what they're thinking and stuff. But I always love that shit. Always. Don't worry about that ever.
The United Kingdom might be in a better spot then.
Reverend Franklin Graham has been a great asset to the state. Talk a little bit about the way the Samaritan Purse has helped North Carolina.
Yes, once again, the first
Reverend Franklin Graham has been a big part of Samaritan Purse and their aid to North Carolina.
What's up, brother Hank? Good to see you.
Franklin Graham has been a big asset to the state. His father was a big asset to the state, to the country, both of them. I just think this. I think Franklin and other people that are doing what
Yeah. Good to see you, Hook Dog. Good morning, kind sir.
Franklin have done. But I've known Franklin so long. He was at the inauguration. He made a speech, beautiful prayer. He does a great job. And we made a big donation, and it was money well spent. Sometimes you make donations, it's not well spent. He's done a great job here. He's done a really great job.
Shit.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
So I want to thank you. We're going to the site now, and one of the sites, and I think you'll.
Yo, my man coming in hot, by the way. Brother Hank over there in Canada sending in a $1. I always appreciate that, kind sir. Very kind of you to be selfless like that. I always appreciate you, my man.
Haven't seen it, you won't even believe it. But not enough work was done. We'll get it done fast. And I can speak for the Republican congressman. We're going to knock it out, right? We're going to knock it out. And I think we take it very personally.
He did, Hank. That's funny.
North Carolina was very unfairly treated. Very, very unfairly treated. And it was obvious. It was too obvious. And we're going to make up for lost time. So thank you to the people of North Carolina. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, me too, Hank. This is a fantastic. He's already been doing a fantastic job. His whole campaign leading up to this, fantastic job. Yeah, this was fantastic all the way around. So, boom. We'll go ahead and leave it off with that. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot thank you guys enough for being here and enjoying and having a good ass time. As I said, you guys are truth seekers. So, that right there, it's an honor to be able to do what I do. It's a huge passion. I'm sure that you guys see every day. Like, this is a humongous passion of mine, something that I love to not only be involved in what we're doing and talking about, but actually being able to have the honor to be able to have a community of people that listen and actually want to be a part of. So for that, I can't thank each and every single one of you guys enough for that. Big W to the chat. As you guys always win. You know what I mean? So much love, honor, respect to all of you legends. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. CST, because guess what? We got members only live stream tomorrow. We're going to get down with our bad selves. We're going to review some 304s and some fake hair hats tomorrow. So we're going to have a good ass time. And we get to be quite a bit uncensored over there on members only. As you guys know, every Saturday morning we get crazy. So we'll see you guys tomorrow morning for members only for the Breakfast Club. And until then, stick around. We're going to be live streaming. We're going to be rating not somebody I really know. I don't really know them. I really don't even know their political takes or anything. But we're just going to go ahead and raid them because they're live right now. So go ahead and let them know that this Mike Ball raid, we're coming in hot. We're going to have a good ass time over there. Hopefully they're cool, But with that being said, hopefully you guys be blessed out there and make sure that you guys stay safe out there. Much love.
From the
depths of darkness, a voice emerges, a host with a fire burning.